being a new mother and also having seen the scene, would you let Baby Driver drive your baby?
Would I let Baby Driver drive my baby? No, I would not let Baby Driver drive my baby. I would let him hold her, because he's so cute. I would want a lot of, actually he could hold me. Ansel, he's so good at this, and I'd seen him in a couple of movies, but like he really blows up in this movie. Like, were you familiar with his work, or somebody gave you a list of hot guys, and you were like, that one?
A bit of both. No, he was, he came in an audition, and like, he was great. I just thought he was like, I mean, I'd seen him in 4.5 Stars, but like, this is like, and he really, really wanted to do the part, and he sort of came just like super committed to doing it, and like, he's great.
Oh, he's really good. All right, Spider-Man with a vest on. I don't know what is that?
It's a punk Spider-Man.
Gotcha. I'm sorry, I didn't see that at first. Oh, okay. What's your question?
Well, I was curious, you have done Scott Pilgrim in the past, and you had a little bit of confusion with that, and we had little problems there, but I was curious if...
No problems.
I was wondering if you were ever interested in getting into superhero movies, maybe. Hopefully.
I don't know, maybe. I would never say never, but like not currently. I mean, I think the thing is that, I felt very fortunate, like, that I got a chance to make this film, which was like an original screenplay, because studios making original screenplays is really rare these days. So, I've had the opportunity to direct some franchise movies, but when something like this came along, it's like, oh, they're going to give me money to make my original film. I gotta go for it. And like, but that's not to say that I would never do a franchise movie. That's, and there are a couple of like sort of comic adaptations that I've been looking into that potentially, I can't say what they are, but I would never say never.
Thank you.
And I mean, now that you
also, Baby is kind of a superhero.
He is a little bit of a superhero, I was gonna say. Next question on whatever side you are.
So my question's probably best framed in the view of something like Hot Fuzz. When you have recurring jokes or jokes that you know you want in the movie somewhere, is that something that comes in your writing naturally, or do you finish kind of where you are and then you go back and say, oh, I can put that there?
I don't think so. I mean, sometimes there are things that like sort of slot into something else perfectly, but most of the time, the jokes are coming out of the situations. So like, something like Hot Fuzz, all of the jokes are very specific to that situation, and like, I don't know, I don't think so.
It's sort of like the shortcut joke, which is in all 3 movies. Is that something that you knew where that was going to go from when you started, or you had to figure out where it went to have it in all 3?
Oh, I mean, we didn't like sort of, we didn't plan 3 movies when we started Shaun of the Dead.
You didn't have everything the next 10 years of your life?
We weren't sure whether we were going to get a second movie full stop. so those things come up organically, really.
So like, when you had a runner, basically, you were like, oh, we got a second movie, let's start a runner. Yeah. The
reason that we put a cornetto in the second movie, and this is absolutely true, is because at the Shaun of the Dead, at the premiere party, and this shows you kind of like my level of aspiration. At the premiere party for Shaun of the Dead, 3 cornettos. And I was thinking, let's put a cornetto in the second one so we get free ice cream again. Look at this! At the premiere for Hot Fuzz, no cornettos.
What? Who dropped the ball on that?
I don't know. So we had to make a 3rd one, and then we got cornettos again.
Next question over here.
Hi, my name is Jonathan from AwesomeCon.
Oh, get a little bit closer to the mic, just so we can hear, and then just yell.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, that's better.
My name is Jonathan Peck from Alexandria, Virginia. And thank you. I was wondering what is the most difficult task or challenge by doing those car chases in Baby Driver? And PS one more thing, I love all your films that you've directed and written, and you're officially the awesomest dude ever.
So are you. The most difficult thing, I think we sort of covered a lot of it. Just the sort of it's just the painstaking nature of it. I'm trying to think of anything else that's particularly difficult about this car chase that we haven't covered. I mean, one of the things that's funny is like you've got to kind of whatever like sort of articulate and intelligent like sort of direction of the actors that you have normally when you're talking, all of that goes away when there's a loud car on the freeway.
Yeah.
And then your directions come down to shouting through a walkie-talkie, intense! Because they're basically like, you can imagine when you're shooting on the freeway, is like, you're trying to say something to the actors and all they can hear is like, so it's just that's one of the other reasons I strapped myself to the car.
Yeah.
Was that I just needed to kind of wave to them and sort of, literally, because it's so noisy, it would get down with me and Ansel to having like just almost like mimes to tell him what to do. So I would do like sort of, I would literally say like, tough face. I would go like this, I go,
That's your directing tough face? Oh, okay, I got it.
It's just that I would like, I would just give him like, we'd have these little kind of like buzzwords, you know. Like I literally say like sort of, this just sounds so geeky, but I would say, do your Clockwork Orange face. Which means like sort of like, you know, like the Kubrick face, which is kind of like head down, eyes up.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I see that in the movie.
Yeah,
That's really funny.
So and Ansel, by the way, at that point had never seen Clockwork Orange. I literally showed him a photo of Malcolm. He's 21, but I showed him.
No excuse.
He's catching up. He's got time to catch up.
Yeah, okay.
I would show him a photo of Malcolm McDowell, and then Ansel would go. The other thing I got to say, one of the hardest things as a British person working with these stunt guys is remembering this: hood and trunk. Hood and trunk, not bonnet and boot. Because if you say to a stunt guy, and then he runs over and he jumps over the bonnet,
No.
they look at you like, what the fuck? So, hood and trunk,
Hood trunk.
not bonnet and boot.
Fanny is not Fanny in Britain. Just FYI, don't go over there and say that word a lot. Oh, over here.
When you were a kid, were there any particular movie or director that made you think, I really want to do this?
Is there any movie or director that particularly said you want to do this kind of movie? That's what I'm going to interpret that as, because...
I think, he's gone.
He's gone. Yeah, no, I'm just going to... I mean, I was interested also, did you study a lot of heist movies?
Yes.
Are there any particular ones that inspired this particularly?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, this weekend at the British Film Institute in London, I'm actually going to be there tomorrow, but like I did a season of car chase movies and I programmed out 10 movies. And even within those 10 movies, it's pretty indicative of it's like the 10 movies were like, I do them in chronological order.
Okay.
Bullet, The Italian Job, French Connection,
Yes.
Vanishing Point, Dirty Mary Crazy Larry, which
What?
is well worth watching if you haven't seen it.
Okay, I've never seen that one.
Freebie and the Bee,
Nope.
Smokey and the Bandit, you know.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Walter Hill's The Driver, which is probably the biggest influence on this film.
What?
With
Yeah.
Ryan O'Neal and Bristow.
Okay.
The Blues Brothers. And To Live and Die in LA, which is the other William Friedkin film with an amazing LA car chase.
Interesting.
So those movies, and then other heist movies, obvious ones like Sam Peckinpah's The Getaway.
Yeah. Gone in 60 Seconds, the original?
Yeah, I mean,
Is that up there?
I mean, good car stuff in that movie.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't say it's a great movie, but the car stuff is amazing.
Alright.
Although somebody did describe this movie, which you'll appreciate this, one critic said, Gone in 60 Seconds, directed by Busby Berkeley, and I was like,
Oh, that's so good.
thank you.
Such a compliment. Next question.
Hi, my name is Katie. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much for the Cornetto trilogy because it saved my relationship with my best friend.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for that. It has a special place in my heart because of that. I wanted to ask you if you had any advice for aspiring directors.
Yeah, I mean, my only advice for aspiring directors is that you've got to go with your gut at all times and also just be completely tenacious and patient as well. Like, I started I didn't know anybody in the business. I'm not like anybody's son. Like, my parents were teachers. I didn't know anybody in the film industry. And I had like a second-hand like camera that me and my brother got given. One of those presents, you know the present where it's like a joint Christmas present, but also like a joint birthday present, so spanning 4
It's like
different...
a 4-year present.
Yeah. So it was a big deal getting a Super 8 camera. So I used to make things with that, and I used to mostly make amateur films with my friends at school. And that's basically how I got noticed, is I made these shorts, and this is way before YouTube and stuff, but like I got on like they got shown on Kids TV, and eventually I sort of just I made a really no budget movie when I was like 20 years old, and it was like, I wouldn't say it was released in cinemas, it was only released in one cinema, so it was released in cinema. And it was not that great, but it was enough to get me a break, you know, and so I think that you just gotta believe in yourself, and you just gotta be really just persistent, and like, there'll be lots of people, I think the thing that sometimes when I hear from people that they kind of, I think if you're waiting for a handout from some official body or some kind of grant or something, that will never happen. You have to make your own opportunities. That's the main thing. Just don't wait for anybody else to give you the chance to do it. You have to make your own chance to do it.
Thank you very much.
A quick question, because it's interesting that you say you're kind of outside the business, but you obviously are a fan of films. You love films, and at any point in your career, because I think it's really hard for a director, when you watch 2 minutes of a movie of yours, you know it's an Edgar Wright project, which I think, you have a voice, which is rare, I think, nowadays in cinema. Did anybody along the way ever tell you, you know, with this cutting and everything, it's a little much? Did anybody ever try to take your specific stand and be like, oh, tone it down or change it to make it more mainstream? And how did you react to that?
I think so. I mean, that does happen sometimes, like sort of, you know, I think that's something that usually happens sometimes. It's sort of like, it happens with Hollywood now, but even when I was doing TV when I was like in my early 20s, I was very lucky that after I did this no-budget film, I got to start doing British comedy TV when I was like 21. But sometimes, like, you know, your method, even though they like the results, they're sort of baffled by the method of it and stuff. And there was one like show that I did, which was an anthology show, and I was doing just one episode. It was a show called Murder Most Horrid. The producer came out to me on the second day and said, in one day you've already shot more than the previous director. And I said, well, I should fucking hope so. And I think, yeah, I said, you want them to be different, right? You know, so I think that sometimes that thing is that people like, they want what you do, but they don't necessarily like understand how you need to get there.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Next question.
Hello, Edgar, and hello, Felicia. Thanks for being here today. Really
Thank
appreciate it. My wife was at the press screening on Thursday and really wanted to ask a question, but didn't have the chance, so I'm asking for her. She said, well, she went through the list of collaborators and part of your team and said, you've got an amazing depth of experience in these people. One guy that worked on Aliens and all these other movies. And her question is, when you have that kind of experience at your disposal in making the movie, what do they help you do? What do they empower you to do? And how do they help you make your film maybe more than it might have been? How does that experience help translate and really enrich your experience as a director and the end product?
Well, one of the joys of like making the films that I've done, and especially recently, is where you can bring different collaborators together. So like an amazing thing is that like I have the same like editor that I've had since Spaced, you know, and the two editors that worked on this, one of them has had since Hot Fuzz and the other one I've had since Spaced. My production designer I've had since Spaced, my producer I've had since Spaced. And then there's other people that you bring into the team that are like, so Bill Pope, who shot this movie, his credits include Army of Darkness, Darkman, Team America, Clueless, The Matrix trilogy, Spider-Man 2, like, so he's like done everything. And so there's something, and then also, like I was saying, Darren Prescott, who is the stunt coordinator on this, is kind of, you know, was a stuntman in The Matrix, but also like worked on the Bourne films and John Wick and Drive, and also there's another one I'm missing. But he's just, you know, so those guys are just like the pros. And also other people like the drivers and the guy called Robert Nagel who works on Mission Impossible and Fast and Furious. So you're just accruing all of their experience. And something like Bill Pope, who's done all of these amazing mega budget sequences, but you're also putting everyone to work onto something different. So having people who are like not just my loyal contributor colleagues, but also people who, either new people like the guy who did Chandelier, Ryan Hefferton, like putting them all together with a new team and a new challenge. Like the challenge of doing this film, like what you just saw in that clip, it's kind of like that for the whole movie. It's all like choreographed, so it's like you know, it's super complicated, and like every day that you come to set, it's never like, there's no easy scene. So I think that's the thing, is that sort of what's amazing to me is that with each film you can start working with somebody that has like a new set of skills. Like working with the drivers on this movie, there's particularly this guy called Jeremy Fry, who's the main stunt driver, who's just amazing, because it's like, this is a guy that I can't do what he does, and I'm in awe of what he does.
It's like aggregate of the people that you work with make you better, but then at the same time, as a director, you're reining in all of their experience and funneling into this one thing. So, and it definitely shows. There's so many awesome things in here. Guys, we only have time for like one more question. I'm so sorry, but one more question, and if it's a short question, maybe one more. But so you do stay right there. You might just stand there. Question.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Gray. I'm the head huntress from Annapolis, Maryland. Love you, Felicia. Kinga, awesome. Edgar, real quick, I noticed that I went to see your movie a couple weeks ago. Loved it. Ansel, it was up for young Han Solo recently, and I wanted to know, did you know about that? And if you did it affect your performance? Because boy, does he look like Han Solo in this movie.
I think I did know about that. I'm friends with Phil and Chris Miller, who are doing the movie, and it's funny, they've seen Baby Driver. In fact, they're thanked at the end of it because they saw it a bunch of times in the edit because they were prepping. And as soon as they saw the first bit, they said, "Hey, he's wearing the jacket!" Which I swear to God was not intentional, like sort of. And it's funny because everybody says it goes, "Oh, is he wearing the Han Solo jacket?" And whenever I look at it, I mean, I guess it's a bit like the Return of the Jedi one. But I was thinking, like, it's black and grey, and as far as I'm concerned, in A New Hope, Han Solo's wearing a brown waistcoat and like.
Different.
A yellowy, I mean, I can only call it a space blouse. Is that what it is? A tunic? A space blouse?
Oh, space blouse, space blouse. It's like the Seinfeld pirate shirt. That's one of my favorite episodes of any TV ever.
Let me be clear, Harrison Ford rocks the space blouse. I'm not saying he doesn't look good in it, but it was not intentional for him to look like Han Solo. And what's funny is Ansel's DJ name is Han Solo. For real.
He's a DJ?
He DJs as well, but name Han Solo.
Is he good? Because one time I was at a Comic-Con party and Hobbits kept DJing and I was like, stop playing the trip hop.
They can't see up to the decks, can they?
Okay, I'm sorry, guy in yellow, but you're pretty. Thank you guys, thank you Edgar for showing us. Oh, sorry, did I say something inappropriate? Oh, you loved it? Okay. Guys, go see Baby Driver. It opens next weekend.
June 28th.
June 28th.
A week on Wednesday.
That's my birthday. So for my birthday, go see Baby Driver. Thank you.